Go.
All right. Hi, I'm Greg with Rebuilding Together Peninsula, and today we're going to demonstrate how to build what we affectionately call Student Desk 2.0. This is the finished product, and you will notice that the top here is white, the legs are white, the back is white, and furthermore, you'll notice that there are no exposed screw holes anywhere, right? Nothing back here. I feel like a magician. Nothing up my sleeve. Nothing on the inside here. You will see some screws here on the inside to hold these guides down. But on the top, the sides, no exposed screws. So we are going to make this desk 2.0 from a kit which is 7 pieces of wood? Is that
8.
Right? 8 pieces of wood.
Yeah.
And we're going to show you how to do it. I have my lovely assistant, Esmeralda, and Derek is running the camera. Say hello, Derek. Okay. So the first thing you want to do, we're going to use this because we're outside here. Social distance while you're doing your desk, everybody. The first thing you want to do is have a hard surface that you want to cover. So we're going to use the top of this, so we're going to cover it with our Jackson Pollock drop cloth. This could be worth millions of dollars in the Metropolitan Museum of Art. As it is, it's like $2 here at RTP. Alright, so Derek, what is our first step? Do you remember?
The top.
The top, correct. So, one of these. In this case, you can see that even though we showed you a white desk, we're going to be building a yellow desk. Okay, so this is the top of the desk. The inside is the brown. So this side, good. This side, So we're going to be building it. We put this face down on a protected cloth. Now we need to get
Back panel.
the back panel, which is this little panel here.
Go.
Okay, so the important thing to put this together, this is the screwdriver bit that you use. This is like 5 or 6 inches long. The important thing is that these are pocket holes to attach this, so you need something that's very long so you can get in there. If you have just a regular, like, 2-inch bit, it's not going to work. So we're going to buy these and include them with the kits right there. Derek's nodding his head yes for those of you who can't see him. But the important thing now is that you either have to clamp this back piece to the top, or you could use your lovely assistant to hold it down as we screw it in. Okay? It does take a little bit of pressure to screw it in. My recommendation is that you go slow and don't worry about it. But that's my recommendation about life too. We'll start on this side. And there's holes in the pocket for the screw. So if you start the screw, once it clears this back piece, you'll feel it engaging the top. That's when you need to push down on the top. Excuse me, I'll close down. Push down on the top because we don't want any gap between this back panel and the top. Okay, so I have it pressured down. Esmeralda's holding down on her side. And I'm going to run the screw. Okay, that's all there is. Continue on with the other one. It doesn't matter which one of these 3 you do in any order, just as long as the centerpiece is centered and doesn't move. Esmeralda, hold down on that, please, making sure that this is still flush in the back here. And then once it engages the top, okay, and the last one over here. Same thing, holding down once it engages. That's all there is. So now the back is attached to the top where it should go. Alright, Derek.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as I said, no exposed screw holes on the outside. So this makes this the inside, correct. So we face it like this, so the yellow is on the outside, okay? What you want to do is you want to flush mount this on the edge here, on both sides. Make sure it's flush over there, Esmeralda. Make sure it's really out to the edge. There you go. Now what we want to do is we want to take one of the side pieces. At this point it doesn't matter. This is an orange one, but it doesn't matter right now. And we want to put it on the side here to make sure that this back panel is centered right to left. So Esmeralda, put one of yours on the outside there, just like that. Okay.
So someone should be there.
Someone should be here?
Yeah.
Okay. So we want to make sure that this is nice and flush here on the outside, which it is. Sorry, I can't see anything. And that this is nice and flush here on this side. So at that point in time, we are done with these two side panels. All right, they were just using this step for spacing. Okay. So here we have three pieces. We have two outside pieces, which are identical. Right? We have this U-shaped pocket hole, which is going to engage the back piece. And we have this one pocket hole, which is going to engage the top. Now, remember what I said, you want to see the yellow. So that makes this what side? That's right, this side. Right? And you're also going to be hiding the screw holes. Another way to look at it, and this is a good point what Derek said, is in the center here are the screw holes for these pocket screws. Those are going to go down, like so, with the color side facing inside the desk. The last piece, and we'll show you the spacers here, so don't worry about this right now. The last piece is this divider. And you know it's a divider because it has two pocket screws here to engage the top, unlike the side. The side only has one. Put that in place. We'll put this one down here temporarily, and we'll get the spacers and we'll show you how to do these. Okay? You looking good so far?
Yeah. Is there a way to explain that these are supposed to be facing that way?
Yeah. Okay. Let me grab this bead here.
Yes.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here it is. We position the two outside pieces. Again, these pocket holes go down to the top. These pocket holes here engage the back. So you have one down, two in the back. The holes are pointed to the top in this case. And right at this step, we put our spacers in place. Now you have to remember we're building this upside down. So in this case, we have the spacer here on the right. Turn it over, it's going to be on the left. So we're going to have a smaller, it doesn't matter, you can put it on the right or left, you know, it doesn't matter. But in this case, the smaller side is going to be on the right. Now these spacers are important because our assistant will be holding these while we're running these screws in. So let's just start with this one side first, okay? Derek's nodding yes. So if you stand here, or yeah, I guess you can stand here. I'm just going to run Make sure that this is all cleared up. Seal it flush. Seal it flush. Fine. Seal it good. Yep. Okay. Alright, here from this side, screwing in this partition, this outside is no different than screwing down the back, right? Same thing. Wait till the screw engages the top and push down. That's it. Now we want to connect the side partition to the back. So this is a little trickier because we're going to be screwing to the side here. Esmeralda, if you could go around that side, hold the back. Thank you. Once you engage it, there we go. Okay, you ready? Alright, so we have one in the back, one in the top. We'll put the second one in the back. Ready? Okay. And then we'll finish up here. Okay. So that's now anchored to the top and the back. Do the other side next. Same thing as this side. And again, the color piece is on the inside. These screw holes are out here because when we put the legs on, it can be covered up. You're not going to see the screw hole. You good? Okay. So one into the top. One into the back. Oops, see what I just did? Do you see this? That's no bueno. You have to back this out. And then hold on to it. See, you want to make sure that that is really tight there. You don't want to gap. That was a good example, Derek. Thank you. Again, another one here into the back. Holding onto the back tight. One more into the top. Okay. So these two spacers now are going to be somewhat tight to get out of here. Okay? So let's take one of them. Well, let me run the screw in first. I think we run the screw in first, Derek?
Yeah.
We'll run this in. And again, because it's a center, we have two screws here. Oops. Okay, and our last screw into the top goes by the ones that go into the brace on the back here. Now run these into the back piece. You like that screw? One last one. Ready, this one? Alright. I gotta remove this so I can get beverage down there. Ready. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. What do we use here, Derek?
Walk around with this thing. You guys have heard of the Snyder cut, right?
No.
Okay. Alright. Not a bath man fan. Okay. All right, now the legs. Go.
Yep. Alright, so here we're using heel legs in this case. You can see on this side, no screw holes. Amazingly enough, this side, no screw holes here. That's because when we put it on here, on the side, and we used our spacer before, so this now lines up flush with the outside here. This pocket hole in the back, right here, will screw into the side. And Esmeralda, if you could put the other one here. The pocket hole here will screw into that side. And then when we put the final piece, is it the final piece? Yeah, the final piece on, the pocket holes will screw into the legs and hold it all together. So right now we're just going to do one. You want to start with that one? I'll take this one off. Nice and flush. Okay. So this is a little bit trickier because you really got to push. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, push. Ready?
Yeah.
You really got to push on those side legs to hold it. Otherwise, you get a gap in the back, which is not what we want. Same thing on the other side here. Now put it in place. Good? Okay. So I'm going to walk around here to get some leverage. On this. Oops. Okay. You ready? Okay. All right. Now this is tacked onto the legs. but it's not the strongest right now because it only has one screw holding it. When we put this final piece on, we're going to have a lot of screws holding the legs together. Let me know when you're ready.
Go ahead.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay. So this Esmeralda just put this in place. This is actually the bottom piece. And the bottom piece, pocket holes going this way go into the back. Right? So these pocket holes here go into the back, 2 of those. 4 pocket holes going to the side. You know we're filming. 4 pocket holes going into the sides here to hold the legs. So really what we need to do is hold the legs again. The back is really stiff now, but we need to hold the back again to screw this in. So we're going to have 3 screws into the legs here and make it nice and strong. So Esmeralda, if you could hold the leg again. It is important also, can you see, Derek, in these pocket holes, there is a little hole there to get the screw actually in that hole. Okay, you can see there's a little hole there. You put the screw in that hole. It makes it much easier. So we'll do this one first because we already have a screw on that side. And again, once it engages, you gotta really hold it. Okay. Now we'll do this one. There we go. Alright, Derek, switch sides. We're going to do this side where you're at. Same thing. Get the screws here in the little screw hole. And I'm going to come around this side, just get some leverage again. Do this one first. Ready? Okay. And we'll do this one in back. You ready? Oops. Now it's just a matter of finishing off the last screws. I think we're going to run into the back here. Ready? At this point, you really don't need to push that much because this is all nice and tight. This has been screwed down already. It does help though. You want on the side there? Ready? And our last one. There you go.
That's it?
Is that it?
Yeah.
So it's all nice and beautiful. And we have our manager coming out to inspect. As usual, when the job is done.
Please.
And we can turn it now. Right side up. It is a little awkward. Not too bad. And there you have it. Student Test 2.0. Brought to you by Esmeralda,
Oh my God.
Greg, cameraman Derek, and supervisor extraordinaire John Google.